Welcome to Talk Law Radio with attorney Todd Marquardt of the Marquardt Law Firm at marquardtlawfirm.com.
Family loyalty is powerful, but the tax code, the Medicaid rules, and fiduciary law is more powerful. This is Talk Law Radio. I'm Todd Marquardt, and it's time for the sinners and the saints. A mighty fortress is our God. I love this song, especially the organ music, traditional church music. Well, this is the segment where I start talking about sinners and saints, because Martin Luther said that we're all sinners and saints, but because of the death and resurrection of Jesus Christ, we're saved and absolved. So this week, I'm going to be talking about power of attorney. You signed your power of attorney. You named someone to handle your money, your house, and your bills if you become incapacitated. The question every family member should ask is my agent a saint or a sinner? Welcome to Talk Law Radio. Today we're talking about the most common myths families believe when they choose an agent under durable power of attorney. Myths that too often lead to financial elder abuse, family fights, and ruined estates. First, a reality check. A financial power of attorney gives your agent enormous power. They can write checks, sell real estate, manage investments, even change beneficiaries in some cases. In return, the law imposes strict fiduciary duties. The fiduciary duty is the highest duty imposed by law. They must only act in the best interest of the principal. Keep careful records, avoid conflicts of interest, and never use your money for their benefit. When the agent is a saint, it works beautifully. When the agent is a sinner, damages can be irreversible, and it happens so quietly while the principal is sick or confused. So choosing the right person is one of the most important decisions you will ever make. Now let's bust the three biggest myths. Myth number one, I should appoint my oldest child. They're the firstborn, so they're a natural leader. Reality, birth order is completely irrelevant. Competence, integrity, and financial responsibility are what matter most. The oldest child may live across the country, have a messy divorce, or struggle with debt, or simply lack the temperament to handle money carefully. Meanwhile, a younger child may be the one who's organized, trustworthy, and geographically available. Courts and elder law attorneys see this myth play out over and over again. Families default to the oldest out of tradition or fear of hurting feelings. Then watch as the oldest agent makes poor decisions or worse, steals the money. Choose the person who's best qualified, not the person who arrived first. Myth number two, my daughter quit her job to take care of me. She deserves to be the agent, and she's here every day. Reality check, providing hands-on care is wonderful and often crucial and sacrificial, but it does not automatically make someone a good financial agent. In fact, it can create conflicts. The caregiving child may feel entitled to compensation and start writing checks to themselves. They may be under financial stress because they left the workforce, or they may simply lack the skills to manage investments, taxes, and real estate decisions. Elder financial abuse statistics show that family caregivers are among the most common predators, not because they set out to be sinners, but because the opportunity and stress collide. If you want to compensate a caregiving child, maybe use a written personal care agreement reviewed by a lawyer. Do not hand them the keys to the entire financial kingdom just because they're the one bringing the meals and changing the bandages. Here's myth number 3. My son disappeared for 15 years, but he came back. We reconciled, and now I want to show him that I trust him by making him my agent. Reality check, this is one of the highest risk choices you can make. Sudden interest in an aging parent's finances after a long estrangement is a classic red flag for exploitation. The prodigal child may have returned because money is running low, because the other siblings have stepped up, or because they see an opportunity. Past patterns of irresponsibility, addiction, or broken trust rarely vanish overnight. Courts repeatedly deal with these cases, where the long-lost child is named agent. The parent becomes incapacitated, and within months the accounts are drained. Reconciliation is beautiful, but handing over legal control of every asset is not the way to celebrate it. If you want to include the prodigal child, consider limited powers, co-agents, or a professional fiduciary instead. So how do you find a saint and guard against a sinner? Ask hard questions. This is Talk Law Radio. I'm Todd Marquardt. Today we're talking about family, fortunes, and fallout. In the second segment, we were talking about gifting and the laws and regulations that the IRS imposes, that Medicaid imposes when you apply for nursing home Medicaid to pay the high cost of long-term care. And in this segment, we've been talking about sinners and saints, how to choose a power of attorney agent that's right for you. Here are some hard questions you should be asking yourself. Does the person that I trust the most handle their own money well? Are they organized? Are they honest? Do they live nearby, or are they willing to travel? Do they know how to use the internet? Do they keep their cell phone charged? Can they say no to other members of the family who pressure them to make gifts? Are they willing to keep detailed records and report to someone else? Consider naming co-agents who must act together, or require the agent to make an annual financial accounting to a successor agent, or just name a professional fiduciary like a bank. In some cases, a professional fiduciary, bank, or trust company is the safest choice, even if you have to pay them. And remember, you can revoke or change a power of attorney, but only so long as you have capacity and so long as you're alive. So review it every few years, and when you see your agent at Thanksgiving or Christmas or birthday or other family reunion moments, think to yourself, do I trust this person? Are they honest? Are they organized? Are they going to make good decisions? We have a caller live on the air. Sean, welcome to Talk Law Radio.
Hey, yes, sir. Thank you. Good morning, afternoon, whatever it is.
What's your
so
question?
Basically, I was explaining to your screener, and I don't know if there's a recommendation you can give us. I'm a funeral director in Texas, and we see power of attorneys that expire. I mean, once death occurs, the power of attorney is not valid for funeral arrangements, and the families think they are. The durable has to list, to the best of my knowledge, the durable power of attorney has to list that they have the powers of disposition. But most people just have financial or medical power of attorneys. I don't know what type of information to give to families whenever they're drafting these things up with their attorneys.
That's a great question. There is a different form called disposition of remains where they can say what they want. I shall be cremated or I shall be buried, and then name an agent to carry those wishes out. So that's a great point.
Okay, so that's the appointment of disposition?
Yeah, I call it disposition of remains.
disposition of remains. Okay. Yeah, because I know we have that form, and then whenever somebody, I know there's lots of ways around everything, but it's an actual, for you guys, it's going to be an actual different form, the same way that it is for us then.
Yes, and you're absolutely right. The durable power of attorney expires upon death. And I've seen lots of families, they fight the hardest about who's going to get the ashes.
Yeah, yes, they do.
Well, thanks for the call. We got to take a commercial break. Thank you for calling in. Where are you calling from?
So we're based out of Seguin.
Okay. Yeah, well, I'd like to catch up with you sometime. So call me at Marquardt Law Firm, 210-530-4278, and we can talk more.
Perfect. Thank you so much. You have a wonderful day.
Talk to you later. Okay, so we've been talking about power of attorney this segment, and we just had a wonderful caller make a great point about how the durable power of attorney expires upon death, and that you can decide whether you want to be buried or cremated and appoint somebody to dispose of your remains. That's a fancy way of saying that you're going to be buried or cremated. Well, we got to take a break. Next segment, we'll be talking about legacy, so stay tuned.
This has been Talk Law Radio with attorney Todd Marquardt, brought to you by the Marquardt Law Firm. You can learn more at marquardtlawfirm.com. And be sure to listen to the full Talk Law Radio show Saturday mornings at 11 on 9:30 a.m. The Answer.
Most families don't realize they have hidden legal blind spots until it's too late. Wills, trusts, Medicaid planning, even protecting a business. These are the kinds of issues attorney Todd Marquardt helps uncover before they become problems. Todd is the host of Talk Law Radio, where each week he guides listeners through the legal challenges families, veterans, and business owners face, while showing them the practical steps to protect what matters most. Catch Talk Law Radio, Saturdays at 11 a.m. on 9:30 a.m. The Answer, 6:30 a.m. The Word, and now in Houston on AM 1070 and 103.3 FM The Answer, or anytime on YouTube. Planning isn't just about documents. It's about peace of mind, security for loved ones, and building a legacy that lasts. Don't wait for a crisis. Do it before you die.